Do you lie awake at night overwhelmed by the pressure to not just keep up, but somehow outshine other managers? I know exactly how that feels. 13 years ago, when I started as a manager, I was drowning in the same stress, so much so that it was almost too much to handle. That is, until I found a simple solution that will take the stress off your shoulders, make your team wildly successful, and make you look like a god-tier manager. In this video, I'll show you the tools I use to stay stress-free, make more money, and I'll even give you my secret to becoming one of the best managers in your field. So what is the number one thing you need to know this year to be stress-free and become a great boss? Well, it's one of the most important things you need to understand as a manager. Most managers and companies completely miss it and then wonder why people don't want to work for them. So by knowing what I'm about to show you, this already puts you in the top 1% of great bosses. So how do you do that? Well, let me explain this to you by using dance. Okay, maybe not actually dance, because Lord knows these hips don't really move like that, but you'll see what I mean. It's a good thing you're not gonna see me try to dance.
Imagine if right now you wanted to go viral on TikTok. What would be the best strategy to do so? You'd probably want to find one of the dances or memes that's currently trending because that's what everyone wants to see. Imagine if instead you decided to film a video of you doing the Harlem Shake. How do you think that would go? At best, people just wouldn't see your video because it's such an outdated format, and in the worst case scenario, you would get absolutely roasted for being cringy. So as a manager, you want to be the one staying on top of the latest management ideas, not doing whatever that is. Ugh.
So how do we do that? Well, for starters, you can give this video a like because you're so smart and so sexy. No, but seriously, most managers and companies completely miss a key leadership trend and then wonder why their teams lose motivation, productivity drops, and people leave. The good news? You don't have to make the same mistake. The number one thing you need to know that most managers and companies fail to realize is this: the current trend in leadership is to put your team as the top priority. So many companies are trying to use old and outdated methods of profit first, and it just doesn't work anymore. The problem is, in today's workplace, people crave meaning and respect more than just a paycheck. The leaders that still use these old methods think they're slick by trying to disguise the fact that they only care about profit. But that's like using the same old dance trend and calling it something different.
Ah yes, look at this new dance. The Brooklyn Shake.
But aren't profits important? Of course they are. But who's going to go out and get the bulk of the money that makes up the profits? Unless you're a one-person business, having a happy, well-trained team around you is the ultimate driver of profits, not the other way around. So what's the cutting-edge technique you can use to have happy, well-trained employees? This is something I've actually come up recently for my employees, and I am so excited to share this with you because it has changed my work life so much, and honestly, it's something that most managers are not doing. Not only does this make my whole team's job 10 times easier, but now my employees have better service and are more well informed. They're just overall more effective. And to top it all off, because of this tool, I spend less time answering the same small questions every day, and I get to focus on my 10x tasks. So how do you do that? Well, imagine if you wanted to send a meme to one of your friends. What would you say is the easiest way to do that? Would you scribble the punchline on a piece of paper, tie it to a pigeon leg, and then just hope it finds your friend? No, of course not, because that's obsolete in 2025. We would just use our iPhone and send them a message. So if we know how silly and old-fashioned it sounds to use a pigeon to deliver a message, then why are we still using outdated methods of training and coaching our employees? What if I told you that I made the iPhone for training and development? Imagine this. Your inbox is just flooded with emails. Each one is a tiny repetitive question like, what's our refund policy? How do I log in? What's my password? Questions that eat away at your time. You spend hours responding just to fall further behind. Does this sound familiar? Now, imagine if all those emails just disappeared. Well, that's actually what happened when I channeled my inner Anakin Skywalker and I created this guy. Meet Bashbot.
Hello, humans.
He's my personal assistant that jumps in front of all the small, tedious questions my employees have. So instead of employees emailing me with questions, they ask Bashbot, and he answers the questions on the spot. Now, I'm not saying he replaces me when I need to train on important things like sales, but he takes a massive amount of my workload, clearing up my time for the most important tasks.
Sales data not found.
What makes this cutting edge isn't that it just saves time, it's how it empowers employees to find answers instantly, boosting their confidence and productivity. So, how do you make your own Bashbot? All you need is a ChatGPT subscription and your training materials. Upload them into the knowledge base and give it simple instructions like when asked about refunds, reference the official policy. Make sure to test it out so that it works smoothly. You don't want it telling employees to take money from the register when they ask, how can I make more money? But that's it. I set up a ChatGPT account through my business so that I could give my employees a login so they can easily pull up Bashbot and save me hours of time. But how does Bashbot actually boost profits? Well, this is the best part. Bashbot has been a huge financial gain for me and has had a dramatic effect on my bottom line. At the end of the day, who doesn't love money? Except for those damn dirty commies. So how is your own Bashbot going to make you more money? Well, imagine if you were playing Super Mario. Sure, you could play the game with no power-ups and just try to grind your way to the goal, but wouldn't it be so much easier to have unlimited stars? So instead of having to dodge those annoying Goombas, you can breeze past them and focus on what's most important, like finishing the level in record time and saving the princess? Using Bashbot is like grabbing a Mario star. Instead of wasting time dodging Goombas, those endless emails, meetings, and small fires, you can speed through to the finish line, focusing on the tasks that really move the needle. After I implemented Bashbot, I spent 20% more time on strategic planning. That alone led to a massive increase in revenue for my store. By setting this up, you can lock in your high impact tasks. As a manager, your ability to focus is what's going to earn your company more money. Even if you're on salary, companies will always pay more to keep someone who is invaluable to them. Hitting your most important goals and key result areas should always take the majority of your attention. Now that you have this fancy new tool, setting up some big goals you can focus on is probably the next step, right? Actually, that could be the biggest mistake of your career. Go watch this video next to learn the surprising truth about why setting goals with your team can backfire and what you should do instead to get your team results and earn their respect.